Oh, how fun. We're going to create 2 cards today. The first one, well, actually, let's put them in this order. The first one will be our traditional design. We'll do some stamping, coloring with the blends, and then little stars on the background of the arch. The second one is going to be an ephemera card. Super easy, super quick. All right, let's get started. We have the 2 dies that we're going to need. I thought it would be fun to start with the stamping because last time we started with the cutting of the paper. So we shall start with the stamping. And what we're going to do is use the arched wishes. Now, do you guys have these dies? These are just amazing. I'm sorry, everyday arches. They go with the arch wishes. Arch wishes is this month's Card on Blue Card Club kit. But this is amazing. These are nested dies with little perforations in them, little stitching. So the everyday arches dies, the arched wishes, all of this is available at my online store. This smallest die is what I used to make the Embrace the Journey for this 3D swap that I did. Okay, so that is really cool. Anyway, I love that. I hope you love it too. So what we're going to do is, let's take, I'm going to use Pretty in Pink. We're going to use Pretty in Pink and ink up the top of the arch. That's going to be for the card base that's Pretty in Pink. So we're going to use the Pretty in Pink ink. Lynn, thank you for asking. Lynn is asking how my mama chef is. She is going to be turning 93 this week. So anybody that wants to send Mama Chef, Mama Paper Chef, a birthday card, that would be great. We are going to go to, oops, why do I have, I did find my Floaty Flamingo. I'm so excited that I opened it up for no reason. Anywho, we're going to go to Cheddar's for her birthday. So anyone that wants to give her wishes, happy wishes. Anyway, she's walking around. She did hurt her back, and then now she's walking around, and she has a walker and a cane, and my sister's helping her, and she's able to get up in the morning and just, walk to the kitchen, but we're not able to the point of, like, walking far. Her back really hurts. My sister took sewing lessons from her yesterday, learned how to make one of her special bags. You know how she makes the mini totes? Sometimes that little sprouts get on there. I'm going to try my sand eraser. Anyway, sometimes she makes little mini totes, and she teaches people how to make them. The sand eraser actually erases the paper itself. Somehow a little artifact got on there. She's doing much better. I probably need to do an update on my Facebook page because people are still worried because I wrote about it a few weeks ago, and now people haven't heard an update from me, so they're thinking it hasn't changed. When the situation's changed, I probably should have told people the situation's changed. But honestly, I've been so busy, it's hard for me to post a lot like I used to. Okay, anything you like, just get from my Stampin' Up! Store. I'm going to tilt this down. I'm a U.S. Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I should have said that. It is all available at my store. So if you don't have a demonstrator, please shop with me. That would be awesome. And all the things. Become, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you like. Become part of a team that you can get a discount as well. So what we're going to do is put the balloon on there. Our team has a lot of fun. And we'll use a little bit of tape to mask off the happy and the birthday. So let's do the balloon first. We're going to take a long stamping block and just mount that on there. Like so. Now, because it's such a long stamp, you're going to turn the balloon over and ink it upside down. I'm just going to test it to see if I have a good stamped image. Okay, this was my notes for my retreat this weekend. Let's see what I have. I need a blank sticky note. Having a retreat this weekend. I could show you a few of the projects we're making. It's a 5-hour retreat. We craft all day, but there's lots of breaks. Time for socializing, time for prizes, and we make several projects. And then you're all going to get, everybody who attends my retreat also gets a coupon for a course where you can have things, and then you're going to get access to files. That looks like pretty cool. I think that'll work. It's going to be pretty dark, but I think that'll work. I'm just going to put it right about there. Okay, looks good. It looks pretty dark, right? Looks kind of, that ink pad's really juicy. Hopefully I get one that's not as dark. Maybe I won't ink up this one quite as much. Oops, I gotta get the ribbon inked up. So I made a bag for my sister. I'd let her pick out the SVG graphic to put on the bag, and it's super cute. So I'll show you that. It's an iron-on project, a heat transfer vinyl project, and I made a little project that's part of Canvas Workspace, and I designed a project from scratch, and so there's like lots of different options. So now what we want to do next, and that is something you can still sign up for virtually. It's a virtual retreat. So if you're a team member, you get a discount to the retreat, and it's only $35. If you're a YouTube channel member, a team member, a channel supporter, you can come to that retreat, the virtual retreat, for only $35. And if you're not, then you just pay $39. And like I said, it's an all-day retreat, so it's a really, really, really good deal. I pay a lot more for trainings that I attend, but I'm trying to give you an affordable price. So what I'm doing next is putting like a piece of tape over the birthday stamp. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mask off the birthday stamp, like so. So we want to do the happy and the birthday separately. Oh, and I should mount it. I should mount the stamp as well. So we're going to mount the stamp. We're going to put the ink on it. And I'm going to peel the tape off, but let's see if we can get the happy to come out. That looks really dark. It's still pretty dark. I mean, still too juicy on the one side. I want to get it to where it's like not so juicy on the... Okay, there. That's a little better. The H is better. All right. So hopefully that works. Peel off my tape. And then another thing you can do. This is just if you're worried, you can protect your card this way too. Like you can make sure, even though I only have happy on there, you can still make sure that nothing else comes on there. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's how we do it. This is how we do it. All right, I can go ahead and do that again, a couple more times. Basically, I'm just putting happy on 2 lines. You know, a happy birthday on 2 lines, right? Because I don't want to cut my stamp. Now, if it's a photopolymer stamp, I go ahead and cut it. And if it's really, I mean, sometimes I cut these kind of stamps too, but this is not a photopolymer stamp. This is what's called a cling stamp. So it's a rubber stamp, and I wanted the cursive to be aligned when I use it later, so I didn't want to cut it. Okay, so that's how it's done, and we got the happy. And now we'll do the same for the birthday. This time masking off the word happy. Like that, just so we don't accidentally type, stamp onto the happy. And just in case my little tape got a little bit ink in the wrong place, well, maybe birthday might take up, birthday's a little bit longer, so it might have to go over there further. Yeah. All right, so that's where it's gonna go. Where's my tiny trash can? Find my tiny trash can. So now I shall mask off the word happy. 'Cause I'm happy. Okay, I'm just trying to get the birthday to come out right before I take the tape off. I think I could go over a little bit more. Pretty good, pretty good. I don't know. It's getting there. Okay, I like it. It's good. So once I get it the way I want it, and it's inked up, now I can go ahead and take the tape off. And we want the word birthday to go right there. Okay. So we got a happy birthday. And we got another happy birthday right here. We shall do it again and see if we can do it again successfully. It's a lot easier with this painter's tape than, to me, in my opinion, than it is with sticky notes on top of the stamp. And that's how it's done. We're 2 for 2. And I can get rid of all these extra pieces. So now all we got to do for these is do some little blending and coloring, and then we can use like a little bit of stars for the other side in the fresh freezer. So let's put that there. We'll get out the little stars like that for the fresh freezer. We'll put that on there. I can do that part now. I can go ahead and do it. So all I did for that was just, you know, stamp off, right? Just a couple stamps, stamp on, stamp off, just a little bit like that, right? I got a little bit of the thing up there. We'll try if we can do it over there. Don't wobble your stamp. If you wobble your stamp, you'll get that little look. Yep, it did it there too. That's what embellishments are for, but it's all good. I'm not going to do that one again. We're just going to we'll probably throw some embellishments on there. Now we're going to take the Balmy Blue, dark and light. We'll color in our balloons. Dark on the outside, light on the inside. Oh, the bigger the stamp you have, the easier it is not to wobble the edges. But one thing I don't like about cling stamps, I love it. I love cling stamps. They're better quality. But one thing is that they have that little, I'm just doing a circular motion. They have that little corner that always kind of gets on things, especially like the old wooden style. Like that little part, like that. So you either do circular motion to pull the dark into the light, or just kind of do that. Kind of, blend. You want to blend the edges so there's not harsh edges. All right, and when they dry, it looks like that, so it's really nice with the light in the inside. And then we have to add our Wink of Stella. Makes our balloon shiny. There was some pink inside my Wink of Stella. It looks like maybe that's from yesterday. It actually looks like it's supposed to be there. It's all good. Try to get the pink out of there. All right, we have that. Now we're going to keep on stamping. We're going to do Balmy Blue. Let's close this one. I need to just I'm just getting a stamping block. So let's get all of these things that we're done with and put them in my basket to wash out later. And now we need our Balmy Blue ink. Let's look for Boho. Balmy Blue, where are you? Balmy Blue, we need you. So for this one, we're just going to use some of these little shapes. Oh, that one has something on it. I don't know how I get so much. Everything's neat in a little bag, and then it gets ink all over it. I don't know how the stuff keeps happening. See if my back of my card is. Look, there's ink spots everywhere. It don't matter how neat you try to be. All right, what were we doing? We were looking at the card that I had as a sample. Here we go. Make a wish. So we're going to use the black on there, but we need to first use the Balmy Blue on the brush. I'm just trying to find a blending brush that has... Here, let's use this piece here and see if... This is the one that already has ink on it. Oh, that looks pretty good. There's not... What is this? It's like, it looks like the brush has a lot of stuff on it, but when you rub it, it's really not much on it. So that's good. Now I'm going to tap, tap, tap onto my stamping block. I'm going to rub these a little bit with the ink. And it's still kind of dark. Maybe I'll go lighter for the next one. Gonna get that blob off of there. And go in. All right, so there we go. Just inking up the top edge a little bit. It's darker than my original sample. And now we're gonna go ahead and do, well, I had another one here. I guess it's meant to do it. Meant to put a little bit of blue on top. Throw that one in my bucket, close my balmy blue, get out my black again. My Menta black. Make a wish. And we need a stamping block. Okay, mount it onto a stamping block, tap, tap, tap. Make sure you get a good stamped image before you do it on your paper. And hold for a few seconds. Oh yeah, that came out nice. I'm just gonna do a few of these. I had a few done already, and then of course I started sticking things to them today. As I was working on my table, stuff started sticking to them, and I was like, what happened to all my little pieces? See, and like this one had something stick to it, and that one messed up. And then this one had some tape stuck to it, and that one got messed up. So then I just started saying, let me just make some new ones. They were all different shapes. Like I had a whole bunch of extras of these made. They weren't the same exact shape we're using now. I like to use, by the way, the shapes that are in your Card on Blue Card Club kit, because I send you those shapes, and when you have the die cuts, I want your cards to, you know, look similar to mine. All right, so that's a little piece. I don't need that piece. All right. I can put this away. And now we need our ephemera. The only thing left to do is color these little balloons. So let's talk ephemera. We are using this one here, but I have one already open. It is something that every Card on Blue Card Club member was sent. Birthday Treats Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. So lots of sheets in here. And you were given a pack of that. So I already have one open. So we're just going to go ahead and use what I have already. We're going to pop this out. So these look like you stamped them, but you didn't have to. Right? They're fantastic little balloons. Now what I like to do is buffer the edges off, because when you pop out something from a die cut sheet, a little ephemera pack of ours, there's a little nib on the side. And if you do this, it'll look like you die cut it. It'll look like you stamped it and you die cut it. So as you notice, I used black ink because I wanted it to go with this shape, because I used the same color. And then you could take the balloons and make them the color of your project. In which case, we're going to use one of these little lattice pieces. I just used this one. Wait, no, I used one of these. I used this piece here. I don't know. Should we try the other piece? I guess I'll try another piece. Let me try the other piece. Why not? See what that looks like. But that's the one I used for my sample card. I like to try new things, but I will keep using cupcakes. So I used these couple cupcakes here, and we put some Wink and Stella on them. They have balmy blue on them. And then I used a little set of candles that you're going to color. We'll go ahead and color a couple of those. All right, so what else is in this package of this ephemera pack? You get 2 sheets of each of those, 4 pieces of this lattice, and then you have all these extra pieces. Happy birthday, celebrate, etc. So you could take one of these happy birthdays if you want. I don't think I put anything inside this card, right? It would be nice to just put one of these inside your card. So pop one of these guys out. That'll be nice for the inside of your card. All right, now, I'm just going to buffer these little guys, and I want to just say hi. Whistle while you work. I'm all in a good mood, just trying to craft up a little bit, and I'm just going to say hi. So we said hi to Lynn McFarlane already. Answered your question. Hello, Leslie from Outback Stamping. Nice to see you. You guys are my regulars. You guys know I like to come on late. I've been crafting all day, but I just come on to do live streams late. I'm just getting rid of the little nibs on the side. So hello, Phil Ham. Hello, Mary Novak. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Bonnie Blake, I hope I answered your question earlier from Wisconsin. Nice to see you again. Thank you for being a channel member. Another channel member that's here is Peggy Dickerson. So you guys sign up for my things, you do get discounts, just so you know. When you sign up for my events, channel members get discounts. Hi, Deborah. Nice to see you. Deborah's from New South Wales, Australia. Debbie Salinas is another fun channel supporter who's always here. Brooke Livakari. I just love your last name. From Plant City, Florida. Nice to see you on the stream today. And T. Barnes. All right, what am I doing? I'm trying to color trying to stay focused. What I'm going to do is take the candles and the balloon. So what I'm going to do is take Daffodil Delight. Wait to see. Daffodil Delight. Right? And I'm going to do the balloon in the back. It's a small balloon, so I usually would use the thick side of the marker, but I'm just going to go ahead and use the small side of the marker because I don't have a super large area to work with. Okay, now, while we're here, just go ahead and color your candles. So every other candle, you can use the dark Daffodil Delight with, right, the small side. And then this is the light Daffodil Delight. And I write all this on the instructions later. I'm coloring outside the lines a little bit. It's a flame after all. And then I'm coloring the inside of my balloon. Now, remember, this is not Stampin' Up! Cardstock, although the Stampin' Up! Sells it, and it's part of a kit. This is just cardstock from the Ephemera pack, so it doesn't have the same ink absorption as the other things that we sell. So you're going to get a really pretty blend there as well. I'm just looking for the bubble bath. You'll get a pretty blend, but, might not be. Okay, so what I want is the dark and light bubble bath for my balloon. We'll go ahead and use the thick. I'm going to use the dark one and go. But it doesn't blend in the same way as a piece of basic white cardstock blends. And because it's not that coated cardstock, you got to color it quickly so that it blends quickly without drying, because alcohol markers tend to dry so quickly. All right, so that's the bubble bath. And we also, while we're here, going to take the bubble bath and color our candles. Let's go ahead and every other candle. Color them in. And then for these, I'll just do blue and then pink. Okay, so then I'll use Balmy Blue, which we just used earlier for the balloon. So here are those markers. So here's our dark Balmy. Woo, that just fell. Let me grab that. I got a lot of exercise. I got sticky notes sticking to my shirt. What happened to this? That one got all jacked up. Time for a new Balmy Blue marker. I always discover on my videos which markers I need new ones of, and then I totally forget to order them. But I think I'm all ordered out for this month. Wait till you see. I'm going to come on late, you guys, tonight after this and do an unboxing. Wait till you see what I got. You'll see that, like, what I mean about, like, I'm cut off from ordering again. But because I'm trying to I'm a silver elite. And if I get 1,800 in sales next month, which will be a challenge, we get, what do we get? We get a really cute bag. So I'm going to go for the April sales challenge. So I'm holding off, which is right around the corner till April. You have to be a demonstrator to be entered into the challenge. There's a nice strawberry slush bag. And for me, it's the thrill of the hunt. I do love strawberry slush color, but to me, like, I need another bag like a hole in the head. But I love bags, and I want the bag. I want to earn the bag. So I'm going to try to get it. Now, if you're a new team member and you just joined my team, you only need to have like 300 in sales, I think, to get the bag if you're a bronze. I think if you're bronze elite, you need like 600 to get the bag. And then I think if you're silver, you need like 1,200 to get the bag. But because I'm 4th level, I'm like silver elite. I got to get 1,800 to get the darn bag. And I know what you're thinking. You could have bought like 20 bags. Well, I mean, way more than 20 bags. I mean, hundreds of bags. Okay, but I mean, the thing is, the sales are not my sales. They're hopefully from my customers, and I don't have to buy everything myself. 1, it'll be a challenge to get more sales. And 2, the sales will help me earn the trip I'm trying to earn. So they'll help me achieve that. And 3, if I do try to buy a bag, it's not going to be strawberry slush, the exact color formula for the color that we're earning, and it's not going to Stampin' Up! Logo on it. So to me, it's like, hey, I'm going to try to earn them. Anyone else going to try to earn that cute little bag? Anyway, we have this sales challenge every April. Now, what I'm doing is putting Wink Stella on all these things. I've already put it on my balloons over here, right? Now I'm putting it on the candles and on the other balloons. And so last year, it was this like really fun paper. And then this year, and that was just to get that paper, you just had to have, you had to better your best from the year before. So the challenge is always like different stipulations. This year it's a sales challenge and they give us a certain amount of sales we have to earn. But like other years, they said you just have to better your best from the year before. That was super confusing to explain to my team. Because my team is all made up of hobby demos, except for a couple of us. And so it's like, they were all like, what do you mean better my best? I don't even know how to look at the reports. What are you talking about? So I had to be like, this is how to look at your report to see what you did last year. And then you can better your best. And I was like, it was confusing. So this year is easier. It's like, this is how much you need to earn to get the darn bag. What I'm going to do now is put these little, I'm going to see which ones I like and put that there and put the little candles on there. Make a wish. I thought that was cute. Make a wish, the saying with the candles. You know, like make a wish when you blow out the candles. Okay, let's see. I like that one. This one I like too. It's pretty dark on the edges. I kind of like how it looks like it's like an artistic way. It's like dark on the edges. So these 2 I'll put off to the side and hopefully not get stuff stuck all over them like I did earlier. All of my vinyl. I had this like transfer tape. I was working with vinyl and the scan and cut, and next thing you know, transfer tape was sticking all over everything. Look, I still have sticky notes sticking. Anyway, it got stuck on everything and pulled. It was such strong tape that it like pulled the white parts off of things. All right, so I got Wink Stella on my cupcakes and my bloom. We got the Make-A-Wishes done. We got these done. We could put some, I'll see which one I like better. We'll see. I'll probably put some, I might even put some ephemera on those ones. All righty. We're going to be using today the other ribbon. We used the Shy Shamrock last time. My mom is still working on your ribbons. She's a couple months ahead because she's in her bed all the time now. So she's not sewing that much except for my sister's sewing lesson. And she's like, oh, that hurt so bad trying to do her sewing lesson. And she's doing all these ribbons for me. So I'm like having her work ahead. I saw this lady selling ribbons on a site. It was like Stampin' Up! Ribbons. And I was like, I was all over it because I was like, I need extra ribbon now. Retired or not, I don't care. Because I need extra ribbon because my mom is working so far ahead of me. So I'm going to take a little piece of this pretty and pink ribbon, and we're going to use it for this card here. All right, so now what we need is our designer series paper. We're going to use and we're going to be using the pastel ombre. Ombre, ombre, ombre. I don't know where that went. I wish that was around. Well, I don't see any of that in my little bucket of crafty goodness. Let's see if it's in here. Where did my pastel ombre go? We can do the rest of the card. So let's take we're going to do this card first. Beautiful Bokeh. We're going to take that piece. We're going to take this piece here that looks like that. And then we're going to take the piece that looks like this. Okay, so these are the beautiful Bokeh paper and for the first card. And let's go ahead and cut them. And we're going to take this piece, and I'll write the measurements down for that card before I move on to the second card. So this is going to be 5 1/4. The outer layer by 4 inches. And I'll repeat that when I write down the measurements. 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Then let's take the inner piece. That's going to be 3 inches by 4 1/4. That's the very inner piece. So that will be actually layer 3. And I'm just going to make sure that I did that and then And now this piece is just a 1/4 inch bigger than that. That'll be 4.5 by 3 1/4. All right. Let's write this down. Here, let's just do this. Let's fold this in half, and then we can have 2 card tutorials, and we won't get confused. We'll take a picture of this card, and then we'll take a picture of the other card. So for the first card, we're going to open it this way. So we have an 8. This is the same as before. We have Pretty in Pink. I mean, same as before where we opened it sideways. I just liked them this way. Pretty in Pink card, 8.5 times 5.5. That's what the card is, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. This is just all a review. If you're on my channel, this is a review. Right, T? T's like, I do this all the time. Don't make me know these measurements again. But reinforcement is good. Hello, Cheryl McGowan from Illinois. I appreciate you being here. Hi, Ginger Snap. Thank you for being a channel supporter. I appreciate you. I talked to some of the 3rd graders last week in Career Day, and I told them about channel members. I was talking about you guys. I showed them my analytics, not names, just analytics, meaning data. And they're very interested in being YouTube members and having channel members and things like that. So we need a layer 1, a layer 2, a layer 3. They're all kind of shaped like this. And then we'll have a couple more layers shaped like other things, so we'll have to find. I'm going to have to run and grab that ombre. So this layer, 5 1/4. Okay, so layer 1 is, and all these layers actually, well, most of these layers, we are using the beautiful Bokeh Designer Series paper for this card. And you're going to cut the first layer, layer 1, 5 1/4 times 4 inches. Then you're going to cut the next layer. Let's do it like this. 4.5 inches times 3 1/4 inches. So layer 2 is 4.5 inches times 3 1/4 inches. Layer 3 is 4 1/4 inches times 3 inches. Okay, so those 3 we're using DSP for. Now, the next layer is not the DSP. It's still the next layer. It's layer 4, but we are using the Pastel Ombre Designer Series paper, of which I'm going to see if it's in here. Looking for it. Of which I have to grab some. One moment. I already know where it is, and I have all of this cut from my kit. So you're going to take a piece of this paper, and we'll just use this one here. Some of them are pinkish, and some of them are fresh freesia. Like, they're different colors because it's ombre paper. So yours might not be the same color as mine because it has, like, the ombre effect. So let's go with 1.5 inches, I believe. I'm just going to try it out next to my card. I've made this so long ago, and I'm trying not to use my notes today. I just think yeah. So this one is going to be 1 inch. It's going to be 4 inches times 1.5 inches. Okay, so layer 4 is going to be Pastel Ombre. This specialty paper. And then layer 5, we're going back to using DSP again. And then, of course, we have a ribbon, which would be layer 6, but we're not going to write the ribbon layer. It's going to be 4 inches times, what do we do? 3/4 of an inch. We're going to try it. Let's see. Gotta find it. I think we'll just use a piece of this piece here. We're going to take the extra, the Bokeh blue. I'm not sure if it was a half or... I'm going to go for 3/4 and see if I did it. Or if it was... Yeah, 3/4. I was right. So it is going to be 4 inches times 3/4 of an inch. I do this all the time and I just forget what I do sometimes. So that's going to be like that. And then now I'm going to go ahead and adhere them all together using our Seal Plus adhesive and the edge of our trimmer as needed. And the next card's even easier to put together. We're starting with this card. We'll do this card. We'll take a picture. You'll have a picture of the screenshot. You'll be able to take a screenshot of the 2 cards we made. I mean, of the 2 cards of this design. The one I made earlier, the one I made now, and you'll be able to take a picture. So let's make sure. Yes, this goes first. Then the arch goes over it. Okay, so we'd go like this. And then this part's going to go over like this. So we're going to use the edge, right? That's how I like to use the edge of these. Because makes everything go straight. It's just some things I do on my channel, I always consistently do. It's not like I sometimes do it. This is how I pretty much always do it. It just makes everything line up so nicely. And if you get into like good card making habits here, things will always line up nicely and you'll be like, yay, I never get my paper's never shortchanged. Okay, this one, I'm going to do it like that. See, line it up like that. Isn't that nice? It has, look at that glittery, glitter ombre. I love it. In fact, I think that's what it's called. I wrote it here. Here it is. Pastel ombre glimmer specialty paper. Look at that. Here's the product number. 164851. You need a pack of this. I mean, it's so pretty. It's just, why not make all your cards sparkle? So if you're not making all your cards sparkle, or if you just want to just join my club, I give you specialty paper every month. I give you 2 kinds of designer series paper, specialty papers, ribbons, embellishments. In this case, ephemera. We got ephemera the last couple months. We're getting ephemera again, I think. I can't remember, honestly. So yeah, it's all fun. So the card club is a really good value. Swag bags every 6 months. Stampin' Up products. Okay, it's going to go like that, but we're going to put the ribbon on it still. And I'm looking for the little piece of ribbon that we cut earlier. I know you guys are like, it's right there. Okay, we can put that on there. So this card has super lots of layers. So this will be technically layer, what are we up to, 6? So you got to put it depends. If you just want to put the adhesive right down the middle, that's fine. Or the ribbon will cover it, but then you got to try to center your line. Okay, like that. So the ribbon will cover it, but not if you're crooked in your line. So that's good. See? If you're going to put the adhesive on there, then try to make it even. It's good enough, let's put it that way, because some of it's hidden under the arch. And now we're going to flip that over. And we don't need so much ribbon under there, just a little bit, enough to tuck around. I don't cut my ribbon up to the edge of the paper. I tuck it around. Look at how much more professional that looks on the edge of your card when it's tucked around and hidden than when you put it, like you measure it across. Yeah, you might save yourself an inch of ribbon, but then you're going to get the edge maybe fraying and stuff like that. I pray you don't fray. So you see how I put adhesive over it so it doesn't fray? And now we attach it to our card. It gives us nice 1/4 inch margins, which I love. And of course, there's ink all over my thing, so it got all over everything, but that's okay. It's all good. Now let's see about this one. Which one has it? Which one doesn't? This one is good. Then I can cover that up, and I can cover that up easy. This one I can also cover up easy. This one's probably easier to fix. So we'll use that one. When I say fix, I'm just going to put some extra embellishments over the things if I want to, if I feel like it. If not, we embrace our imperfections. I mean, you try to do the best you can to look professional, but sometimes ink gets all in the wrong places. And the show must go on, and you must still use pieces, because that one is a lot of work. And someone's going to really appreciate this birthday card. All right, so next is sequins. And let's see how many sequins I can use. So this was your little package. You got adhesive back shiny sequins. Shy shamrock border, whatever, pretty ribbon. So we're looking for the sequins. And we're going to just use them to cover up the things. So I think I can do a little party over here. We'll go like something like that. One. Let's see. I'm going to go for a peach, one of this color. Oh, yeah. See that? Covered up the ink. I'm going to do a little thing over there with these two colors again. I'm going to put this one, I'm going to put this one on that side and a peach one on that side. So now I've covered up my imperfections, but now remember I talked about odd numbers? So, and you also now don't want to just like leave them hanging, right? So if you're going to do odd numbers, I might just do like, let's see, I could put something there. There's a little something on there. So I will put one there. So we have, now we're up to 5, but I think this card needs 7. It needs a couple of little ones. And they also kind of look like they need to be grouped. So I'm just going to go 1, 2. So this is how you fix your stuff. So we have an odd number, but we got to cover all of the extra ink and all the things, and it looks like it's supposed to be like that. Okay, so fun. Those are called, well, I forgot, I already named. Here, they're called adhesive back shiny sequins. That's what they're called. I mean, look at all the fun colors. I just don't think these match this card, but I think I might have used some of these on the other card. All right, let's grab those measurements and the ink colors, and let's take our picture. So we're going to put this here, like so. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. My little buffer, my scissors, my this, my that, da-da-da. Right like that. And all we have left for you're going to take your screenshot is we're going to put the ink. So I'm going to go like that and write down the ink we used on this card. So over here on the balloon and the embellishment, Memento Black. Okay, up here, we use Pretty in Pink. That was to ink it up. I'm so pretty, oh so pretty. I love to sing. Okay, Pretty in Pink. And then we used Fresh Freesia. That's where we got the little wobbly thing happening. And then we used the blends. So Balmy Blue blends. I'm going to write blends so you know that that wasn't ink. Oh, here, maybe I'll put a little line. Blends. And we used the light and the dark. All right, there you are. Take your screenshot, and then we'll move on to the next card. Trying to make a little bit less of a messy table. Here, we'll put that there. This was an extra fun thing we did. Those are your instructions. Card on Blue Card Club members, you know that while I intend to make you detailed instructions that I type out, it doesn't usually happen. And you're dreaming if you think it's always going to happen. So sometimes you just have to take your screenshot. But I know you can do it. I have faith in you. So thank you very much for being patient. Now we're going to turn that around. And we're going to start the next card, right? We're going to write. We already have it made. It's the Balmy Blue card. Both of these are the March Card on Blue Card Club. And we always make at least one blue card every month in my Card on Blue Card Club. The link to join my card club is in the description of this video. Many of you are in the club, so please comment on how you like your kits. I am surprised each month, so I hope you are surprised too. My mom makes those homemade swag bags every 6 months. Sometimes we will give her a break and do a different kind of bag, but you do get some kind of swag bag every 6 months. So this card is 11 inches times 4 1/4. You're going to score it at 5 1/2. I would call this a vertical card. Okay, next we're going to look at it because I forgot what colors I used already. Here we go. It's this color in the back. It's this sort of the Daffodil Delight color. So we're going to take a piece of that paper like this. Here we go. Oh, it's so nice. I love these little pastel colors on here. So we're just going to go ahead and make that. That's easy. This, I told you this card's super easy. Of course, you're using ephemera, right? Same as before. 5 1/4 times 4. Yada, yada, yada. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to flip it around. That's it. That's 3/4 of an inch. Boom. Okay? Layer 1. 5¼ by 4 inches. Layer 2, and I'm not going to write the name of the paper again because you already know it. Layer 2, boom, like this. 4 inches times 3/4 of an inch. You're just using your scrap. And now layer 3 is ephemera. Or actually, that could have been layer 2, but you get the idea, right? Crisscross, crisscross. It's probably the other way. This would be actually layer 2, and that's layer 3, but I'm not writing this again. All right, layer 3 is ephemera. So let's put the ephemera down first, and then we're going to put this piece down. So let's find this. And for this, if you have one of those sticker machines, run it through. That would be grand, but we don't have it right now. Up on my table, we're just going to use some of this glue. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, she's using so much glue. Oh no, oh no. I do, I use a lot of glue. So you can get a little sponge and all the things, and you can sponge it around the middle. I'm just putting a little bit there. I'm not doing much glue in the middle, just a little. I just don't want it to come flying up. Okay, that's it. We're going to just center this like so. So this is called Bubble Bath. And I carefully curate your kits, and I make sure that everything matches when we make a card because I want it to be professional looking. I better get some water. Oh, I got to show you this. I'm going to show you my mug, you guys. Create your own piece. Right? So if anyone's bothering you, that's your message for the day. Don't let anybody bother you. You create your own piece. And with that in mind, there is somebody I like to listen to her podcast, Mel Robbins, and she has a book about something along those lines too. And it just made me think of it, called the Let Them Theory. Man, this got some stuff on it, didn't it? This got some glue on it. Anyway, it's about like you can only control yourself. You can't control other people, right? That's the piece I'm going to cover up. I'm going to flip that around and put the little strip across the top because I'm not going to try to erase that. You can't control anybody else. You can only control yourself. That's the moral of the story. So if circumstances aren't going right, you pretty much have to think, okay, what part am I playing in this? Or maybe you're not playing a part. Maybe it really is someone else's fault. But can you do anything about the other person? No. So what do? I'm going to create my own piece. I'm going to let them do their thing, and I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to respond and by doing my own thing. All right. My philosophy of the day. Let's go like this. I'm going to turn this around and I'm just wiping all this glue on my shirt. Here it is. There it goes. So we put this on the balmy blue card, and then we attach all the little pieces with dimensionals. And we have birthday cards, which please, please, please send these to people. Oh, Karen's here. Hi, Karen Buttery. And you and I read the same books, I know. So that is so cool that you also read that book. And I have a long, long commute on Mondays and Fridays. And so what I do is I get the audio version. So actually I listen to her audio version of that book. And so I use the Audible. And if you are going to subscribe to Audible, please use my Amazon link because it's part of Amazon. And I do get a little commission when you sign up for things through my Amazon links. So Karen Tharaldson, thank you for being here and being a channel supporter. She wrote, one of the best pieces of advice she ever got is that you can't control other people's behavior. You can only control how you react to their behavior. Yes, absolutely. it kind of like something happened today where my sister and I were actually just like talking about that. And so sometimes you could say, maybe someone, instead of getting like mad at them or saying that really pissed me off, you can be like, that really hurt me. Because like that part is true, you know, like, well, you can be angry. I'm saying you can be angry at someone, but you can also just be like hurt, and you can still, everything is valid, whatever you feel, but it's like, do we want to react in anger, or do we want to react by explaining our feelings, like, and sometimes we have to know, like Kenny Rogers, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? We have to know when to keep our mouth shut about things and when to like speak up and say something, because there's times where, you can make matters worse. And people don't always take things the way you want them to be taken, and explain things. You can explain things 100 ways. I'm looking up what happened to all my balloons, guys. Where's all my cute little balloons and stuff? Anyway, sometimes people, like, you do all this stuff and then you're like thinking, I totally understand what's going on here, and I'm trying to explain it. And then nobody, like, other people don't know what you know. Or like you're trying to explain yourself and you're like, they're just not getting it. It's like, nope, they're not. And sometimes you're better off not saying anything. Because sometimes it could cause a big fight and a big misunderstanding when you really didn't explain it very well. Okay, found the cupcakes at least. Where the heck did my darn balloons go? I'm looking all over. All right, this is when I read the comments. So you guys are probably like, I'm looking straight at your balloons. They're right there. Hi, Nikkei. Nice to see you again. Where are my darn balloons? Here they are. They fell into the drawer with this thing. So actually, I like this one better. This is the one that's kind of artsy. We'll put that one there. It's the darker one. We're gonna put that there. I'm gonna pin this down quickly before I lose my balloons again. Okay, the reason I hadn't put this down yet is I want to see how tall the balloons are. Okay, that's good. So I don't want this to touch that. So I'm gonna go like that. First, move the balloons down. Okay, like that. Because basically this little Make-A-Wish, you want to put that up pretty high, right? So that it has, like, the balloons don't touch it. You want to give each element its space. So we'll use 3 big dimensionals and then just take like part of the side of the dimensionals down here for this little part so it doesn't fly up. Get on in there. Okay, so now we can put the cupcakes. So now we can kind of put those. All right. I don't know which one I like better. Which one do you guys like better? Let's put this one to the left because this was my original. And I'd like to know, and I'm going to write down the ink color and you can take a picture. Do you like this or that? Do you like 1 or 2? We're still going to add sequins to it, but it's really basically the background. Do you like the first background better or this background? Which I will put sequins on after I put the cupcakes on there. I put the cupcakes at a little angle. So this or that, 1 or 2. First or second. Let's add some bling, shall we? Now, why is my bling all like this? It's because I share it with everybody. So my bling is like, I cut it up and use it in my kits. So that's why my bling looks like that. So I did 5 little pieces on there. I used these I used the Daffodil Delight one, or like this little purplish one. I don't really know. I don't remember what colors are in this bling. But they matched well enough. And I think I'm going to put this, another little one over here. Okay, so Jan is saying, hi Jan, nice to see you. She's saying number 2. Karen says number 1. Denise says number 2. Marilyn says number 2. Anike is number 1. T is number 1. Phil's number 1. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-3 is like number one. You guys like number one better. That's out of these votes, out of the first 7 votes. Wink of Stella, your balloons. I did Wink of Stella my balloons. Yep. This one just doesn't look like it. This one looks like there's Wink of Stella my balloon. This one has it on there, but obviously not enough if you don't notice it. So we need to just definitely add some more. Yeah, it's definitely on there. And it's on the candles. And it's on the cupcakes, but we'll do some more. So yes, always Wink of Stella your balloons. And then as you dry, you can add more layers of Wink of Stella. So how simple is it to use this ephemera? Now, I like ephemera, and I like using real, I want to say real, not that ephemera is not real. What I mean is I like using like some of the Stampin' Up! Regular products, like our, our cardstock, say, and then our ink and our die cut shapes, and then also use an ephemera. So now you have like the best of both worlds. You have the quick pieces of ephemera, but you also have the professional look of using the basic Stampin' Up! Cardstock basic blue, or sorry, balmy blue in this case. Okay, so both things. So our ink is easy. It's just a Memento black. Let me just go put a little line there. And balmy blue. That's for the inking of the die cut. And then we have our blends. And these are all light and dark. We had 3 kinds of blends. We had Daffodil Delight, which is going to be, see how I tied in the color? Daffodil Delight to the background paper. I like to point out these things so you understand that I don't just randomly pull stuff out of my butt, or sometimes I do, but in these cases I did actually plan it. We used Balmy Blue, Balmy Blue, Balmy Blue. Okay, see it there twice, or actually 3 times. It's also in the candles. And Bubble Bath. Okay, Bubble Bath. It's in the balloon. It's on the cupcake. It's in the background little lattice. It's on the candles. Okay. So you can see how all the colors like tie in together and coordinate. So for the blends, I used light and dark for all of these. L and D, light and dark. Remember, there's 2 sets of blends. Well, you buy them in a set. It's not like you don't buy them in a set. Okay, so there you go. You can take your screenshot. Then I'll show you what else we made in this series. Or not series, but this, in this month's card on blue card clip kit. And Nike's like, I'm going to bed. It's like late over here in Europe or whatever. Right? Denise Funk says she loves her card on blue card clip kits, and the swag bags are awesome too. Thank you so much. Yeah, opportunities for creativity exist, Anika said, not boo-boos. And plus, we just cover our boo-boos, as you can see, with little, yeah, ink and surprise spots, Marilyn saying. You guys are referring to all my little, hey, Janet's here too, and Diane Dalton from Savannah. We're practically neighbors. We should get together and craft sometime. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what else and what card we're making next month, and a couple other sneak peeks before I close up shop and do a different video. All right, so we have this. Oh, did you take your? I hope you took your screenshot. That's what I was telling you to do. Now we're gonna take this. This was our measurements. So today, in this tutorial, if you came late, we made the rest of these months card on blue cards. Okay, so we did 4 cards. We did these 2 cards tonight, and we made these other 2 cards. One this weekend. We made this one yesterday. Wait, this one yesterday. Okay, make a wish. And it opens this way. Flirty Flamingo. And now these guys used the beautiful Bokeh paper. But these 2 cards I'm about to show you used the mixed media florals paper. Okay, so I had my sample, and then we had the metallic cardstock. It's called brushed metallic cardstock. And then we had, it's just another one. And then this is the other card. This is the other card that we made last weekend, okay? Using the blends, Daffodil Delight and Flirty Flamingo, and the Shy Shamrock card base and the Shy Shamrock ink. Okay, so these are what we made with this month's card club called Arch Wishes. You always have enough supplies to make 8 cards, and you always have way extra paper, so you can do so many extra cards, but you do get 8 card bases, 8 basic whites. So I want to show you the basic white that you put in the inside so you can see what else you could do with this. So you can see this little one here. And I tried to put this on one of the arches, and it was just so hard to center onto the arch, right? I was just like, oh my gosh. But it was not hard to center onto like the rectangle paper. So check this out. You can take your rectangle pieces I gave you for the inside of your card, and you can easily get this arch to fit right in there. But trying to get it to fit right in there, now, if you did it and then die cut, it might be better. So this is one of those instances where I'd say stamp and then die cut. Because if you try to get that shape to fit on here after you die cut, in which case, because I gave you all these die cuts, you know, it would be, well, the bigger one, obviously, it would be harder to center. Okay, so you have these in your kit. And if you're trying to center that stamp, right, it's harder. Look at it. Well, maybe I just didn't, maybe I should have used a bigger arch. Well, if you use a bigger arch, then it takes over the card too much. In my humble opinion, the bigger one, it would barely fit on there, but then it would be hard to fit on your card. So basically use the Cheers to Another Year on the inside of your card. All right, with that said, we are done this month's card club, and now I want to show you some other things. So this is next month's April 2024 Card on Blue Card Club. This is what we're going to be featuring, Pattern of Friendship. So you'll have different dies, different card stock, different ribbon, different embellishments, different designer series paper. Okay? So that's really fun. And again, it was voted on by my Card on Blue Card Club members. Also this month, one of the things we're up to is we're working on Ocean Friends. This is a couple month process. It might even be longer. But in the couple months, we're featuring this as a bundle. This is called a workshop series. And was it yesterday or the day before? I think Friday night we made these. I made one more since you saw me. So these are like the little suitcases that I totally, like, I'm obsessed with. And you could just put designer series paper on the side as well, but I put it on the front and the back. There's little Tic Tacs and candies in there. They're similar to the other one I, decorated with this other cute little travel paper. So that is something we made. And on this channel, we also made, oops, wrong card. We also made these, which is easel cards. We made this in the month of March. Like I said, we're still working on this bundle. We haven't finished. There'll still be more examples. And we made this little diaper fold treat pouch. The bag my mom made to go with that kit was just absolutely fantastic. So I hope you're enjoying the little Ocean Friends bag. All right, what other sneak peeks do I want to show you? Not showing you the supplies. I'm going to show you the supplies that I just ordered in the next video after I close this one down. But this is one of the little things you can make with your scan and cut from Brother. And this is just one of those little ones that come with Brother, but I will show you some tips and tricks for assembling it. So we have that. This is by my retreat, by the way. I've changed topics. Now I'm showing you little sneak peeks in my retreat. This little guy is a little Easter egg holder, and I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to make your own whiskers because Brother came up with this design and said use wire. I'm like, nope, we're not using wire. We're making our own whiskers. And I mean, you could put this super cute little egg in the egg holder. The topic this Saturday for the retreat is called Bunnies and Blooms. So that's the topic. So we're doing lots of bunnies and blooms. Okay. Bunny. We're doing a bunny box. This is a Peeps box. Oops, it's already coming undone. Come undone. I better use some glue. This is, I put so much stuff in it. This is called Blackberry Bliss. Put so much stuff in it that it's coming undone. But I might put glue on it instead of what did I use? I just probably used Seal Plus, but I think I need to use glue on this box. And the box is tall, but it's a prototype. I had taller boxes, and they prototype differently. So this one just came out to be like the right height to be able to fit candy in it and things like that. Okay, I have some vinyl projects, some other projects. My sister picked her own SVG file. So you'll be learning. Now, you don't have purple in your kit. You don't have the purple heat transfer vinyl, but that's what she picked. You in your kit, I think, have gold vinyl. So you can make, everybody got a bag like this in your retreat kit for this weekend, and that's what you're going to be. You can use your gold vinyl and decorate your bag that I sent you. Okay, so this is called Heat Transfer Vinyl. I've already made these for my friend, and get this. This is so cool. My friend's birthday was last night, and I gave her a bunch of my cards, and check this out. It was a great little gift bag for your cards, and who knew? I did not know that when I sent you guys these. I put your embellishments in there, but I gave her a birthday card, and then I gave her 4 cards in addition to that wasn't signed. 4 cards of mine, 4 envelopes. So you have a card bag for someone. Isn't that a cool gift? So that's something we're making. And then if you don't want to use your heat transfer vinyl, I will show you how to do SVGs on just a mug or something else. Okay, Karen, I sent you a kit for the retreat. So please check your tracking numbers because I sent those out a week ago. The only one I only sent one this weekend. The rest were all sent out a weekend before because this weekend only one new person signed up. And that was the only kit I sent out. So all your kit should have been sent the week before. All right. So, and we have to make sure it's on the way with you because you get some, what are they called? What are they called? Raffle tickets. So you need your raffle tickets. Anyway, so those are some sneak peeks. There's other stuff too, but we don't have everything in that final stage of being here to show you. All right, next up, I'm going to close down, clean up my table, and I'm just going to show you, I'm going to do a quick unboxing. Not a swaps and swag video today. I do have more swaps and swags, which I'll show next weekend for my event, but I'm instead going to show an unboxing of some new products because I can't wait to unbox them myself. I can't wait to see them. So I'm going to show you some new things you can order from the new catalog and from the online exclusives. So what you're about to see after I clean up my table is stuff from this catalog and stuff that you can order in the month of May during our online exclusives. And demonstrators are already allowed to get that stuff. So that's what I'm about to show you as soon as I clean off my table. So see you in about 10 minutes. It's those of you who are going to come back. Hope to see you here on my channel. Thank you for watching. This is The Papered Chef.